The reason I drink is because I'd rather getting drunk than listen to a liberal. That's all I'm gonna.
You're right, sir.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about the climate extremists, whom now seem to have a new strategy for trying to save the world, as they are pouring milk all over department stores in order to bring attention to their cause of saving the world through a plant-based future. And this group that we're talking about here is called Animal Rebellion, an animal rights and climate change extremistic organization that went into some UK stores and again dumped milk all over the floor and on the products in the store right after taking the milk off the shelves. So they took the milk off the shelves, opened up the milk, and poured it everywhere in the store in order to save the world. Take a look.
The Animal Rebellion lot, Peter Bone in particular, going into Fortnum and Masons and emptying bloody milk all over the place. These people really wind me up. And I would be hard pushed not to draw. Yeah, there's these crap hats. They really are. Honest,
family audience, Charlie. Keep it clean.
But you just look at that stupid woman.
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable. They are so annoying. And
I totally agree, mate.
Achieving?
Yeah, I totally agree. They're not achieving anything. The idea of this, they went into Fortnum and Masons, took the milk off the shelf, poured it all over the carpets, and then expected us to look at this and go, "I'm switching to a full plant-based diet." Nobody's going to do that.
No, it's like full-time protesters. You know, they're professional protesters. They wake up in the morning and they have a good wee sulk and they cry a wee bit and they say that we're all doomed, and they just do it all the time.
Yeah, so as you can see there, that is footage from Talk TV, who does not seem to be happy about the antics of the climate extremists, right? As people are getting sick and tired. They get sick and tired of this extremism that is resulting in these people going out in the streets and vandalizing stores and public property. I mean, it's at the point now where some people in the UK are so fed up with the climate extremists that they're literally dragging them out of the streets that they're sitting in as a form of protest to try to save the world. The people just like, no, get out of the street. We're sick of this.
هذا محصر ومسكرين الشوارع هذول مسوين مظاهرات يبون الحياة ما يبقى سيارات.
Yeah, so obviously the people are getting fed up with these people and their antics. I know I'm fed up with it, and I haven't suffered from a climate protest, right? Or having to be inconvenienced by one yet. But it's only a matter of time, okay? Because these people are everywhere. They seem to be everywhere. Okay, we've seen these people protesting Starbucks. Okay, like for example, gluing their hands to the counter, right? I mean, just flat out super gluing their hands to the counter as a form of protest.
There's a bizarre new trend among climate activists now sweeping Europe, where environmentalists glue themselves to famous oil paintings, including Da Vinci's The Last Supper, in protest of big oil.
Fox News contributor Douglas Murray here to react. Douglas, big oil, the new boogeyman.
And not that new. I mean, they've been starting to grow this movement for some time now, specifically in Europe, where activists calling themselves various things, including Extinction Rebellion, Just Stop Oil, and various other things, have been gluing themselves to highways and just disturbing traffic so people can't get to their work and school. They've been playing all sorts of tricks of this kind.
We've seen them set themselves on fire, right? We've seen them interrupt sporting events. We're seeing them vandalize stores. We're seeing them block off streets. This is what they're doing. And my question is, when are we going to have a conversation, right? When is the mainstream liberal media going to have a conversation about the radicalization of climate activists? The fact that they are vandalizing, destroying property, interrupting people's lives over climate change, right? I mean, you guys remember what they did to Joe Manchin, right? How they basically tried to block the guy in a parking garage, try to keep him from getting out of a parking garage because he is apparently not woke enough on climate.
We blockaded Joe Manchin's car, and he tried to run us over.
Peaceful protesters. Joe Manchin's car slowly pressing into our peaceful protesters.
Right, so they're basically threatening politicians. They're doing what left-wingers do when they don't get their way. They're using violence in order to try to achieve a political goal, but we don't hear any conversation in mainstream liberal media about it. Right? The same way we don't hear a conversation in mainstream liberal media about BLM or Antifa when they use violence to achieve political goals, or when Roe v. Wade protesters slash rioters use violence to achieve political goals. Why is it that all of these protesters, right, slash rioters that have a left-wing agenda, why is it that when they use violence to achieve a political goal, we never hear anything about it? We hear nothing about it, ever. We never have conversations about, wait, is our rhetoric on climate change, is it radicalizing people? Right? We never hear those conversations because I think that it is. Because a lot of the rhetoric that is coming from the media is extremism. For example, saying that hurricanes, or strong hurricanes, because they really only say it when hurricanes are strong, these strong hurricanes are being caused by climate change, right? It is, the Republican Party's fault, right, that this is happening, okay? When they say stuff like the world is going to end in 10 or 12 years because of climate change, when they make these type of extreme declarations, this is what you get. That is the result. The result is that, again, you have property being vandalized, people's lives being inconvenienced, people harming themselves, literally set themselves on fire because of this stuff. But there's no conversation about the rhetoric. Is the rhetoric too extreme? Are we exaggerating this whole climate issue? And is this exaggeration causing these people to do things like this? But, if, somebody that's associated with the right or that's pushing a right-wing agenda, if they protest or they riot about something, it's the end of the world, right? It's the end of the world. The media is talking about it. They're hooping and hollering and complaining. But most of the political violence that we see, whether that be in the UK or even in the US, comes from left-wing extremism. Left-wing extremism is responsible for an overwhelming majority of the political violence that we see. The late mainstream liberal media wants to lecture me about political violence, particularly from the right, but they never cover the left-wing political violence, which in my opinion is much more potent and prevalent than any political violence that I've seen coming from some right-wing movement. Again, it blows my mind how there's silence on the extremism, on the people that are being radicalized by the leftist agenda. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.